I think one of the questions that people have been asking a lot recently has been, is this the time of Mashiach? Feels like something's going on in the world. And if you're tuned to it, you're thinking, Geula. So what's an approach that we can take in dealing with this? So I want to share with you maybe a way to think about it. Rav Sadia Goen says that the reason why we mention Yetzias Mitzrayim again and again and again and again and again is because it is representative of the future exile, the future redemption. It's not just a one-time event. It is how it's going to work in the future. And you know something amazing about Yetzias Mitzrayim? That Yetzias Mitzrayim was sort of predicted. Avraham made a covenant with God. And God said, for 400 years, your children are going to be foreigners. They're going to be strangers in a strange land. They'll be enslaved. So you kind of knew there was a 400-year sentence. What's fascinating is that when the Jews got out of Egypt, they were only there for 210 years. And the commentators quickly teach us, well, that's because it was 400 years from Isaac's birth. Really? Like, that's how you calculated it? Like, I would think, like, from the covenant, from the Bris Ben Abasarim, that's a good time. And in fact, Shevet Ephraim did that to their detriment. Or maybe when you got there, what's going on? Like, you just you picked the location, you picked just like a spot, you had the back end a cool event that took place, and you found Yitzchak's birth to get it to 400 so that you can make it work. How is that possible? And the answer I found in the tefillah, in the davening on Rosh Hashanah. Listen to what we say every single year. We say the following. In the middle of Musaf, we say, B'namar, one of the psukim, one of the verses of the second piece. We have Malchios, Zichronos, and Shofaros. In the world of Zichronos, it says, V'namar v'yishma Elokim es na'kasam. God heard their cries, v'yizkor Elokim es briso, and he remembered the bris. As Avraham, as Yitzchak, as Yaakov. God remembered the bris that he made with the forefathers. V'nemar, v'gamani shamati, es na'kas b'nei Yisrael, asher mitzrayim ma'avadim osam, v'eskoros brisi. We say this every year. We cried to Hashem, and God remembered the bris. Oh my gosh, oh, that's right. I made a deal with Avraham. I got to take him out. But there's no forgetfulness in front of God. God's like, oh yeah, that's right. Oh my God, I can't believe I was totally distracted. I owe you guys something. Let's get out. What does that mean? So I heard a beautiful idea on this, which means when you hear the word zikaron, remembrance in God's land, he didn't forget it. It's that the memory was activated. There was a potential, and now it activated. God made a deal with Avraham, 400 years. What that means is that there's a potential to activate the 400 years multiple times along the way. You could have activated it 400 years from the bris. You could have activated it maybe by Yitzchak, maybe by the Akedah. Maybe there may have been 20 more touch points where you could have activated the 400-year sentence, and God could have said, yeah, that's 400. They're out. Each one with the potential of being the end or not. Each one could have created the Geula or not. It's not that, there is a concept that a point in which God says enough is enough. But along the way, God says, let's see. Let's see how you are. It's a lot of checkpoints for Geula. When you hit one, if you're crying at me, you're dominating, you want it, maybe you'll get it. If you've lived and you're paying attention, even the last 20 years, you've seen a lot of moments where it looks like something really unique is going on. This has been going on for a long time. Corona, 2009, 9/11, 1990. Every few years we get this cataclysmic world event that gets lots of people going, here it comes, and it hasn't translated yet. Maybe it's because we haven't done our part. Maybe these moments are checkpoints, which God is saying, yeah, I can calculate from here. Let's see what you got. Are you in? Are you praying for it? Are you stepping into it? Are you stepping up in your own religion and spirituality and your loving kindness for the people around you? Are you taking advantage of an opportunity to win the game. Yeah, as they say in sports, you're up, just hit your foul shots. Like, you have a chance now. I've set up the world in a way in which there is enough going in the direction of Geula, but what do you got? I believe this is one of those moments. I believe there's a few of them that we've been living through. I believe this is one of them. And I think if you're paying attention, you see something different than what we're used to. There's something happening. I don't know what that'll transition. I'm not holy enough to tell you what that could possibly be. But my feeling and my humble opinion is maybe this is one of those moments where God is saying to us, let's see. And maybe each of us should take it that seriously. You know, if it is more, I would hate to be the one that wasn't part of bringing it. This is a moment that I think in our lives we'll look back to and say, I was around when this happened. I was around when the world started going nuts. I was around when this happened in Israel. I was around. And when I was around, I was working tirelessly to be worthy of Geula. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. But I was working for it. This is what it's called. This is the time where we got to all level up. Whatever you're doing, level up. Go a little bit harder. Give a little bit more. Pray a little bit harder. Learn a little bit more. If you're not connected, try to connect. If you're connected, deepen your connection. If you give a little, give more. If you're usually focused on yourself and your job, focus less. Don't go nuts. It's not sustainable. But also don't miss it. This is a unique opportunity in our lives. And if Hashem hears the nakas, something, if he hears the cries, and he sees the effort, and he sees the desire of his people to live at a time where the whole world sees him, the Yeda Kolpo Ka'ata Pe'alto, where we want truth and justice and peace. We want Hashem, more and more of him. We want to see his Malchus be crowned around the world. If we want it and we're working for it, maybe whatever God's calculation will be, he'll calculate it so that it's now. And we can live in an era where we look back and say, I remember it. And I was one of the ones to help bring it.